And we back like bra straps with Voch Lombardi here to take a look at some receiving combinations or wide receiver sets that I think we're gonna run out based on what we're getting from training camp. So just basically how I got this set up is, we kind of got the center, then we have question mark tight end, whoever the hell that tight end is gonna be for that particular set. Then we're gonna run with our receivers. All right. So let's run it for the cardio. So just me guessing, okay? Like I'm not an insider or anything like that. I don't think Terrence Williams' job is just gonna go away. Especially, because most people want it to. Most people want Terrence Williams to just kind of disappear. I don't think that's going to be the case. Plus, I think Allen Hurns kind of got a solid, a solid hold on his spot. I mean, he's the free agent. He's the money guy. He's technically one of the big vets of this group. I think this is going to be our 21 personnel package. And we're going to see this a bunch, running with Zeke. That'll be Zeke, fullback, Jameis Olawale at fullback, whoever this tight end may be. Don't forget, y'all, we're a predominantly running football team. So I do expect for the first tight end to get a lot of blocking snaps. So, boom. We know Terrence as a blocker. Allen Hurns is a solid blocker as well. But this is what I think our base 21 personnel is going to look like. But see, this is what I'm a fan of. Open this thing up. I like 4 receiver sets, spread it out. People seem to get so caught up in the narrative that they never ask the follow-up question or give the follow-up answer. People say, well, what's going to happen when you crowd the box? Well, you could either line up with more blockers and block the box with fullbacks and tight ends like the Cowboys do, or you can spread it out. And I dare you to try to put a linebacker on Tavon Austin in the slot. I dare you to try to put a linebacker on Cole Beasley in the slot. So we're going to force teams to adjust to us. People think that it's just so one-sided, but that's mostly the 80% not thinking outside the box. Yes, it's a game of chess. People want adjustments. It's like 1,000 adjustments per game. So cool. You want to stack the box? Fine. We're going to come out in a 4 receiver set and play mismatch with you. And I do think we have enough solid receivers to play mismatch with people. Then when you adjust to nickel or dime, we'll go back to run the ball again. But just the outside guys, I do think Allen Hurns is once again going to be the X guy. Terrence says Z. Looking at the interior guys right here, I do think Tavon is more built to play outside, so you can utilize his speed downfield. But we can line them up inside for jet sweeps, for screens. We can line them up at running back for handoffs. Like I said, we can put him here for mismatch capabilities, whatever, put him on a linebacker. But if this is us forcing you to put a nickel corner out there. You know what I mean? You just can't crowd the box on us with this lineup out there. You know what I mean? Now, something that makes me even happier when I hit the button and we get this right here. I want my son Michael Gallup out there. That's what I want. Michael can play X, Y, Z slot, whatever, but I do think he's mostly going to be X and Z guy. But with Hurns on the field, hey man, leave him at the X, Hurns at the Z. I think the interior guys are pretty much going to be what they are. I think this is the set that gets me most excited because you do have the size outside with Hurns, but you get to keep his nuanced route running ability. Tavon's on the field. Cole Beasley is a matchup threat. Then you got my son Michael Gallup. I mean, if you put him in one-on-one, I mean, we've seen videos of Michael Gallup being able to whoop people one-on-one. That's where nuanced route running comes from. So this setup in particular makes me most excited. And clearly for the outside spots, there's going to be some rotation going around because, I mean, I feel like we have a lot of guys that can, play those outside spots, Deontay Thompson, if you want to fill him in at the Z, I think he's mostly a Z guy. If you want to fill him in there and let Michael run the X, Michael can do that. You know what I mean? I think Michael can play anywhere here. Allen Hurns can play anywhere here. Tavon can play anywhere here. And that kind of gives us, flexibility with that, So, we got a lot of stuff we can do, man. It can get really interesting, bro. And this just the 4 receiver sets. What you call it? The 10 personnel look. Pardon me for stalling y'all that long time. I got to count my numbers up sometime. The 10 personnel look. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different ways that we can run that. But I do think there's going to be a lot of tight end involved, and we are going to have to fit them in somewhere, and that's okay because this tight end could be Rico Gathers. This tight end could be Jeff Swain. Which we know we know he's good for a catch or two. We know Blake Jarwin can be good for a catch or two. You really want to be interesting, put Rico Gathers right there. But that's assuming he makes the team. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, so to speak. But this tight end can be anybody. But what I like the most about this is that we can have any of these tight ends eating down under. Cole Beasley also running the inside, taking over matchups. But this is our speed to the outside look. The Deontay Thompson, Tavon Austin outside just outrunning people look, which is an interesting look. So what I do like though is I feel like last year people had spots and they just stayed in those spots because they didn't have much flexibility with what they could do. We have a lot of guys that can play in a lot of different places, so that opens up some of the flexibility on our receiving course. So we've been hearing a little bit of this out of Cowboys training camp too. We've been hearing about the whole Cole Beasley outside trick, the whole banana in the tailpipe. I don't think he'll necessarily be playing X. He may be this might be a goal line package or something, just to put Cole Beasley on the outside, let him be small. I don't know. But then you may want Cole to have a little more space in the backfield. So I don't think this look is something that's going to make it to the regular season. But, you can't fault somebody for trying or whatever. Now, what I would do is, and I ain't really got it drawn up here, I would move Hurns to this side so we can get 3 on this side and put whoever the hell you got against Cole Beasley on the island against him. To, from offensive line to Cole Beasley, leave all that space open so we can really see how well you want to run routes out here. And like I said, flexibility. Allen Hurns can play the slot. We could put him on the inside. And we could just kind of go from there. So I think this is also an interesting lineup. Don't think it'll make it. So just putting Cole Beasley back on the inside where he belongs. Some people feel like Lance Lenore got a shot at making the team. I think he's been working on his route running. He's also a jump ball guy, pretty decent sized guy. So I can see him playing the X sometimes with Tavon Austin running the Z and staying consistent with the tight end, with the 11 personnel. YouTube Illuminati is taking money away from your favorite content creators, and people often ask the best way to support the channel directly. I tell them that subscribing to my Patreon. Just $1 a month would increase production and the frequency of uploads. Basically, that means more content for you. For less than a bag of almond M&Ms, you can support the channel, call dibs on requests for future videos, and you can have access to Patreon exclusive material like my throwback film sessions. That's patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. I appreciate the support. Doski Woski. Salute. I tell you what though, you want to know what lineup gets me most excited? Which lineup put the nipple on the titty, put the satin on the panties? Look at this. How about this lineup though? What y'all know about this one? What y'all know about this lineup with this with the empty set, with the no running back 5 receiver set, with Ezekiel Elliott out there? What y'all know about that one? I normally have the tight end in there somewhere, but y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. What y'all know about this set right here? That's the one gets me excited. Stack the box on this one, punk. And look, and if you do want to overreact to the empty look, I mean, we can always hit you with some kind of quarterback run because you're putting our 5 offensive linemen against your 5-man box, and next thing you know, you dead as fried chicken because you want to overcompensate for this smorgasbord of receiving threats. Good luck to you, fam. I think a lot of Cowboys fans just need to relax about our receiving core. I think we got a lot of talent here. We got a lot of guys that can play, but we're a run first team, and it's all going to come down to those 5 offensive linemen and Ezekiel Elliott completing the infinity gauntlet of a run game. That's what's going to be the big thing. It's not necessarily about the players. It's not necessarily about names or Pro Bowls or big talents. It's about the algorithm, and our algorithm is run the ball first. That's going to open up the passing game, and you don't need top tier gangsters to play in the passing game. I said on Twitter today, Voch Lombardi, check me out, VOCHLOMBARDI. It's not about the names or having a Pro Bowler at every spot. It's about your algorithm. You look at the Rams. They don't necessarily have big names at receiver. They got Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp out there playing receiver, and they did well. They had a great year. Meanwhile, you look at a wide receiver core like Crabtree and Cooper in Oakland or whatever. You look at those guys, you go, okay, that receiving core may be a little better than ours. Well, shouldn't the Raiders be a little better than us? Nah, it just depends on the algorithm. Look at Arizona Cardinals, right? They had the Browns, and then they had Fitzgerald in the slot. Well, when you got David Johnson running the ball, that team looks different. You take away the run game, and now you're kind of stuck with those receivers. The Arizona Cardinals offense looks completely different, regardless of the Hall of Fame receiver they got. So it's not always about names, man. The number one guy could be any one of these guys at any given time. I'll tell you what, you can keep Julio Jones. I want Tavon Austin line up in a mismatch. I want Zeke in a mismatch. I want Michael Gallup one-on-one on the outside. You can take people triple team and Julio Jones. You can have that. I'm fine with what I got because the offensive line and the run game and Dak being smart with the football is going to make this thing go. All right? So give this a like. If you liked it, if you disliked it, there's a button for you too. Go in the comment section, tell me a combination that you like. Hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell next to it so you know when I drop random ass videos in the middle of the week, just like this. Also, follow me on Twitter, like I said, VOCHLOMBARDI. The Patreon is more important than food and water, and the Voch's Voice podcast. Check that thing out on your local podcast platforms. You can type Voch Lombardi or Voch's Voice, whichever one floats your boat. All right. Y'all hold it down for Doski Woski and the Peasky Whiskey. Football is almost here, y'all. Salute.